Aloha all and welcome back to Let's Play N+. I'm Paper Mario Guy and this is the question and answers Q&A Let's Play that I'm doing. And we're going to hop into questions really quick. I just want to say I saw in episode 1 that some of you guys were asking questions in those videos. And I kind of wanted the questions to be asked beforehand, and I actually have a list of questions that I'm reading off of. So I'm not really taking new questions for the most part. If I find one that's like really good that you guys posted in the first episode, or if someone decides to still leave a question on this one and I think it's like really good or I haven't seen it yet, then I'll consider doing it. But I'm pretty much good with the questions. But anyway, let's get into the meat of the questions. In the last episode, we were answering some questions from Death of Aiden, or Aiden. Yeah, I think it's Aiden. First, I want to go back because I accidentally skipped a question. This is from Brodager. It says, Will you help me support Dragon Quest composer Koichi Sugiyama for video games live? Also, have you heard of video games live? If it's a video game composer, I mean, I'm sure I'll like the music and everything. And as far as do I know what video games live is, I'm sure it's just like a concert or something like that of video games. It sounds kind of cool. But that's all I really have to say on that one. So back to the Death of Aiden. We left off on question 3, so we're going to question 4, and it says, do you have a favorite band/artist? And in fact, I do. It's changed around a lot since like 2007, but for the last like year and a half, my favorite band has been a progressive metal band named Dream Theater. I absolutely love them, and I listen to them all the time. They're just great, and I'm a huge fan of them. So Dream Theater would be my number one pick, and I'd say the Smashing Pumpkins and the Strokes would probably be, 2 and 3, or, they would be up there. Those are the first other two that come to my mind. And then number 5 is ask, who is your favorite LPer? And I know a lot of people usually stray away from this when they get their Q&A thing, because they don't want to offend anybody, and they want to say, oh, I like all the ones. But for me, I have to say that my favorite LPer is a guy by the name of Clement J642. I know I've mentioned him in the past, but he really is just, to me, an amazing Let's Player. I enjoy watching all of his videos, all of his projects, and he's one of those guys that, people like me and Shadowy Productions, Nintendo Capri Sun, we kind of throw a little bit of a personal stuff into it, talk about what we've been doing recently, what games, we kind of go off topic. Mega Freak 400 is another one of those, we kind of go off topic and give some insight on some different things that don't necessarily relate to the game. And then you have people who, like Slim Kirby and Chugga Conroy, who are basically, nothing but informational type Let's Players. This guy Clement has kind of a nice mix of both. And not a nice mix of both, but he keeps everything game related, but you still kind of get a feel for the type of person that he is by the way that he describes things. And I just find his videos infinitely entertaining. So Clement would definitely be my favorite. For the longest time it was NCS, but as of recently, I just can't really say that anymore. So Clement definitely would be my number one. I also am a huge fan of Shadowy Productions, not just because he's my, one of my best friends and a good partner of mine on YouTube, but I'm quite a fan of his LPs. He swears a little bit more than I ever thought he would, and some people, don't like the whole swearing, but I like his videos too. But Clement would be my favorite LPer, so definitely go check him out. Now we're moving on to a new batch of questions from someone else. These questions come from the Colin 6, and question number 1 is, do you like high school? Why or why not? I actually do kind of like high school. High school is pretty easy. I don't personally get stressed out by it. I take it at a kind of leisurely thing. Wrestling's a lot of fun. and I love doing that, and I have a great group of people that I hang out with. So, wrestling, I mean, high school's not all that bad. I think it's fine, personally. It's like, to me, it's like any other, form of schooling. It's not much different than anything else. Two said, when did your facial hair start coming in? And my facial hair started coming in around 6th grade. The middle to end of 6th grade is when I started growing facial hair. I hit puberty at a pretty young age, so much earlier than most people. And that was just like, fuzz on my, like the beginnings of my mustache. Like, I didn't have like any chin hairs for like a little while after, but facial hair is mustache, so 6th grade. Question number 3 is, what was what was your favorite vacation place you've gone to? I honestly have not gone on vacation all that often. I went down to a place called Wildwood in the summer of 2010 with Caboose, and that was a whole lot of fun. And I've gone to Las Vegas before, and all these different places. I have to say the fondest memory that I have from a vacation was, I think I was around 4 years old, and I went to a beach in Maryland, and that was a lot of fun. Every part of that was fun. So I'd have to say that place in Maryland, but I honestly haven't gone on too many vacation places, so take it for a grain of salt. Question number 4 is, what sports do you like to watch? And I'm not a terribly big fan of watching sports, but if I had to give the number one sport that I like to watch, is probably football. I also am a huge fan of the UFC, although most of that is pay-per-view, so I don't usually get to catch those because I'm not going to dish out $50, to watch a few fights. But I mean, Ultimate Fighter and stuff like that, that's pretty, cool, although I'm not a huge fan of the whole drama thing. I just like the fights. So UFC and football. I don't necessarily consider WWE a sport. I'm a huge, pro wrestling fan, but, it's not really a sport. It's, entertainment, but, that's athletic, stuff. So I like that, too. And, past that, I don't really watch too many sports. I'm not a big fan of baseball. I find it kind of boring. Basketball gets kind of repetitive and just, I don't know. And hockey, I am just kind of like a fair weather fan, so that's it. And question. And I love the World Cup. I don't like watching soccer normally, but I absolutely love the World Cup. I always watch the World Cup, so I had to throw that in before I forgot. But anyway, question number 5 from him is, what are your weirdest quirks, like fears, habits, or other such things? Well, fears, I have a, really big fear of insects of any really kind. I mean, ladybugs and caterpillars don't really bother me, but moths and centipedes, cave crickets, spiders, that sort of thing freak me out. But that's not really a weird quirk. Something that a weird quirk of mine, something I do really often, and I notice myself doing it. Some people crack their knuckles and everything, but I do this thing where I put my thumb on against one of my fingers, and I push it to the left and to the down, and it's stretching out the skin in between your fingers. And I do that all the time, and I'm not quite sure why, but it's one of those things where it's just you would think that I'm, mentally insane or something like that, because I'm constantly doing that. I look like a freaking umpire sometimes, and my mom and other family members kind of rip on me for it because I do it so often. So something like that. I also something about me that I've said for a while is I know that I don't have OCD because I don't get physically emotional or anything when things don't go my way, but there's certain things that just have to be done in a certain way, and a lot of times I'll be finding myself and this is an example for anything, but just for the convenience, I'll say with my fingers. Sometimes I'll just be fiddling around, drumming my fingers or something like that, and I will go in a pattern where none of my fingers can go consecutively. So it would be pointer, ring, thumb, pinky, middle, or any combination where all 5 like are drummed on the table, but not consecutively. I mean, it's weird, I know, but that's, what the question. I do that all the time, and I have other weird things, but I can't really think of any at the moment. A lot of them are like physical little things that I do all the time that I always catch myself on. So those are some of my weirder quirks, I guess. That does it for the Colin 6 questions, though. So, this next question comes from Jennings Slayer 314, and it says, what is the best and worst video games that you played? Well, to me, the best video game I ever played is Paper Mario. I love that game, as you guys all know, by my screen name and by my project. The worst video game that I ever played, I really don't know. I don't usually play bad video games. But if I had to say one that I just never ever had fun with, like whatsoever, is on the Xbox Live Arcade. When you buy the Vision camera, it comes with a voucher for this one game, and I cannot even think of the game's name. But you're supposed to use the Vision camera to kind of like play the game, and it was honestly abysmal, and I did not have fun with it at all. Or this racing game for the Xbox Live Arcade called Yaris that you could download for free. That was abysmal too, but I think those would have to be, my two. I've never played games like E.T. or, Superman 64, so those are definitely not. Yeah. LOL Sonic 2000 says, "Are you rich?" And I'm saying I wish, but I'm not rich. Super Smash Bros. Elite says, "Is it legal to have a beard as awesome as yours? And if so, why is your beard so awesome? Are you a lumberjack?" Well, actually, as of this recording, I actually shaved, so the beard is dead, unfortunately. But it is legal, but only because it's me, and I am a lumberjack on the side. And the next question, this will be the final question, and then we'll pick up later. One, it says, how did you meet Caboose? I met Caboose in 7th grade because we had mutual friends that sat at a lunch table. I sat at one side and he sat at the other, and that's how we made our first real contact. And then, after that year, we had a bunch of classes the following year in 8th grade. So, we got a little bit closer there, and that's kind of how I met Caboose, basically just through school. But that just about does it for the questions for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys for the next episode for more questions.